everyone. You are tuning in to another session with the Empire Empress, and tonight we're going to be talking about the belt, the power of the belt, corporal punishment. All right, let's talk about the power of the belt. I know it looks great on me, doesn't it? Right? We're going to be talking about the power of leather and straps. How do they impact our lives overall, from childhood to adulthood? What can we do to change that? Our views on that. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, before we get into details, please hit that subscribe button if you have not done so. Please support the Empire Empress. Share videos, share your thoughts, likes, dislikes, whatever it may be. We're going to talk about the power of the ultimate weapon across the world. So, I know as a child growing up or as a parent, the belt has been a blessing. Well, we consider it a blessing. The belt has been the one that's raising our children. The belt is the one that's making us happy in our intimate lives. So I said, you know what? Why not talk about the power of the belt? Is it the belt or is it our mindset? You know the Empire Empress is going to say it's all about the mindset. So the belt, this simple weapon, has raised our children for many years. Has also created intense sexual desires for many years. Why can a belt, how can a belt be so powerful? Why do we give a belt such a power? Such power. It is just a simple piece of leather, straps, whatever. So growing up, it's always been said that if a child don't hear, they will feel. And so when our children don't do what we expect them to do, the odds are you're going to get a spanking. You're going to get a whooping. That's just the way we were raised, and that's the way we raise our children. Okay, so you get up, you spank your child, you hurt your child, you bruise your child, you cut your child with the belt. And so your child listens sometimes. Your child does not do it again sometimes. Your child is now fearful most of the time. They're not fearful of you. They're fearful of this little device, the belt. So now, let's talk about that. How has the belt impacted our lives overall? When it comes to parenting, we instill in our children that the belt will talk more than we will. The way to get you to do things and the way to get you to understand the nature of life and the results of your decisions are by harming you, by whooping you, by beating you, by putting cuts and scars on you, by black and blue marks on your skin. But is that really effective parenting? Are we doing more damage than harm? Okay, so looking at the huge picture, looking at the big picture, how did we feel growing up when our parents were beating us with a belt? Were we fearful of our parents? Were we fearful of the belt, or were we fearful of both? Being honest, if you felt that that was an effective way of parenting, you are wrong. You are so wrong. Teaching your child that to do the right thing, mom and dad has to inflict wounds, scars, scratches, punish you, hurt you. That's exactly why their mentality is the way they are now. And before you know it, in their relationships, People have to hit them, people have to hurt them, people have to harm them for them to get that stimulation. It's just like somebody hitting their head on a wall. They're banging their head, and it's producing all this additional stimuli, right? No, that's negative. We didn't take the time to say to your child, okay, you did this wrong. As a result of you doing this wrong, here are the consequences for your action. You will not be able to go to bed at 10 o'clock. You'll be going to bed at 7. You'll not be able to play with your friends at the ball field for a week. There are consequences for action, but we want to teach children that there are negative consequences for negative actions, positive consequences for positive actions. And you want to instill in them that this is why you are being punished and this is why it's wrong. Not just allow a belt to parent your child. So I did something wrong and you harm me. And so they grow through life expecting that whenever they do something wrong, they deserve to be beaten, they deserve to be hurt, they deserve to be bruised, they deserve to be abused. That's why a lot of us sit in abusive relationships, because it's okay for somebody to hit me, punch me, and hurt me if I did something wrong. That's the way I was raised. Now, if my child did something wrong as a parent, and you took that child and you said, this is what you did today. I know you did that. These are the consequences of your actions. Because of your actions, I am going to be punishing you. I'm going to be taking your cell phone for 7 days. I am going to be taking the television away for 7 days. This is what I'm going to do as a result of your actions. What you did was wrong because. And explaining to them, why was it wrong? I told you not to talk to this person. I told you not to talk to this guy. I told you when school is over to come home on time. Why? You can be kidnapped. You can be raped. This is what has happened to a young lady your age. This is what has happened to people who stay after school. These are some of the things that have happened. You want to build a relationship with your child. You do not want your child to grow up being fearful of you. Because think about it. If we're fearful of somebody, are we going to talk to them? Are we going to express our needs, desires, or sadness, or weakness? If I'm fearful of somebody, I'm not going to come to you and have that kind of a relationship with you. And remember, as parents, the most important thing is we want to be able to have that relationship with our children. We want them to come to us when they're in fear, when they're scared, when they're tired, when they're hurting, when they're disappointed, when they're wrong. You want your child to be able to come to you. But if I'm fearful of you, I'm not going to speak to you. If I'm being bashed every time I turn around, I'm going to hide from you. I'm going to lie to you. So what kind of parenting skills are we really trying to create? The belt has become such a power that it's also taken over our sexual lives. So now you find people, they have to be slapped, smacked, choked, strangled in order to have pleasure, because the belt has become their friend. Pain stimulates them. Now, I don't understand. No, don't get me wrong. A little smacking here and there don't do a harm. But if you have to tie me, strangle me, beat me, black and blue for me to have pleasure, that's a pleasurable life that I'm not interested in. There are some psychological issues happening there. And this is something that really is going to require some close attention. That is not a healthy way that you want to raise your child. You want to parent accordingly. You want to provide positive redirection. You want to teach your children the importance of not doing something because this is what can happen. Not just telling your child, I said to do this. Daddy, why? Mommy, why? I said to do this. I said to do this. Without sitting down and saying, okay, I don't want you to have sex before a certain age because you could get pregnant. And I'm scared if you get pregnant, there's not a lot of support here for you to go back to school. I want you to get a high school diploma. You can catch an STD. These are the things that can happen. The person that you're messing around with, they don't have a job. They don't have a good background. And you build these relationships and you have these conversations with your kids. But no, as parents, we are allowing to raise our children. We're not instilling morals and standards in them. We're not sitting down and having the relationship and explaining the importance of them making these wrong decisions. The importance of you coming home. The importance of you not eating from somebody else. You can eat from somebody else. You can be poisoned. You don't know if people wash their hands. You can catch a disease. You can catch bacteria. Being honest and truthful to our children. Opening their eyes up to reality. Because we're fearful to open up to them, somebody else is going to open up to them. They're going to run to somebody else. They're going to talk to somebody else. All because we turned to parenting through a belt. The belt has become a significant, powerful device over the years. We have spent less time speaking, motivating, and uplifting our children. We spend more time inflicting pain, damaging their skin. You love somebody you brought into this world. You care for somebody. Why are you inflicting pain on them? There are rules to parenting. There are measures we can take. There are effective measures. Be respected by your child. Approach different techniques. Experiment. Meet with your child and discuss the importance of going to school, not hiding from school. What can happen if you skulk school? All the consequences of their actions and explain to them why. I don't want you to do this and this is why. And if you do this, these will be the consequences of your actions. When you say something to your child, you stand by your words. If you tell your child if you're going to punish them if they did something, you punish them. So if they had an offense the first time and you took their phone for 7 days, the next time they have the same offense, you take their phone for 14 days. And you be consistent as a parent. And the phone is just a typical example. Take their bedtime away. Change their structure. Put them on a routine. And most importantly, say, I am concerned. I don't want you to make the mistakes that I made. I don't want you to make the mistakes that your grandmother made or your grandparents made. And be honest with your child. I know that a lot of people are going to be unhappy with what I say in this video. But think about it. Half the time we get extremely angry. We put our hands on our children. Sometimes we're not even angry at the children. The anger that we have in us is for something else. We're angry at their dad. We're angry at a situation that happened at work. And we end up hurting our child to the point that they're scarred, they're bruised, they have cuts on them that they're going to live with forever. Do you think that was an effective measure to parenting? Do you think you got your point across being angry and scarring them? But how unfair is it when somebody else does it to our child? We're furious and we want to kill that person. We don't want anybody hurting our children. We don't want anybody saying derogatory things. We don't want anybody inflicting pain or cutting them or bruising them. But we brought them into this world and we feel like it's okay to do the same things to them. When a child will expect a stranger to do something, they don't expect the people they love the most to do it. And so if it's okay for you to do something as a parent, it's okay for strangers to do it. And this is why we have to break ourselves out of these traditional habits. Now, I remember there were days when I was harsh enough and I felt like punishment was the way to get through to my children. It is not effective. They become rebellious. They become angry. They become fearful of you and they have lost respect. Those aren't positive measures towards parenting. You want to build a relationship that your child can come to you at any point. Anything that makes them uncomfortable, anyone who hurts them, anyone who insults them. But I would would not come to you if you were doing the same thing. Now, we may have felt like we got our point across, and oh, you will listen now, and oh, you will do better. But that's not something that we want to instill in their brain. I don't want to harm you. I love you. And my job is to protect you. My job is to educate you. My job is to shield you, seal you, inform you. And most of all, I want to be loved by you, and I want to be respected by you. So parents, I understand that it was very effective in our days. But we're living in a modern time when our children are running away. Our children are running to strangers. Our children are resorting to other things because we're stressing them out. We are hurting them and we're harming them. And some of the things that we do, we can't take them back. And this is why I'm appealing to parents. Be open to trying different effective measures for parenting. If your child can listen to a stranger, they can listen to you. And their lives are fully impacted by you. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please subscribe and share your thoughts. Have a wonderful night.